This is the Braulio experiment. What we're doing here is this is Braulio. I'm Joe Conchi. We have a couple questions for Braulio for the final project here in Literacy for Diverse Learners, and we have some questions for him that are going to help us as future educators be able to be an effective teacher in a classroom for English language learners. So Braulio, were you born in the United States of America?
No, I was born in Mexico, actually.
Born in Mexico. How old were you when you came here?
Probably about 14 years old.
Now, when you came here, what was the educational system like? What was the school like when you came here to America?
Oh, the schools were great, actually. They had a lot of things that Mexican schools didn't have.
Okay.
But definitely the language was what made it difficult for me to learn.
Okay, so there was definitely a language barrier.
Oh, definitely, yes.
What kind of programs were offered for you to speak English in the secondary school?
Well, when I first came here, there wasn't many. I mean, there was only one class an hour a day that I used to get. There was this teacher that was the ESL teacher, English as a second language teacher.
Okay.
And I only had her like 1 hour a day.
Okay.
But it wasn't enough. Like.
So it wasn't enough for you?
No, not at all.
Okay. Where did, if that was the case, and where did you learn most of your English from?
What helped me a lot was an English grammar book that I bought for myself. A lot of vocabulary in school. Okay. A lot of practice with my other students from other countries.
Okay.
Also American students. The ESL teacher, also the other teachers that I had. All of that helped me a lot.
You taught English in Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
I learned the language here.
Okay.
And then I went to Mexico and I decided to go to school and actually since I already knew the language and I liked, how do you say this? I don't know, I just liked to be able to teach what I have learned to other people.
A lot of time has passed since you came to America, since you started your teaching. Have you noticed any changes in our educational system that you know about that have changed since you started learning? If so, what has changed in your eyes?
Well, I haven't been in an English school in a long time, but from what I've learned from other people that I know is that American schools need some change in order to be able to help students from other countries.
Okay.
So I guess that's a start. I don't know if they have definitely done something about it, but.
What kind of things do you use to help these students learn English?
What I had to get in first was an English grammar book. Okay. What helped me a lot too is thinking about what problems I had learning.
Did this help them also?
It helped them too because I knew what questions they would have when I brought when there was a new topic. I knew that what problems they were going to have with, so I automatically knew how to explain that to them. For kids, it's easier to pick up a language because they're just learning. They automatically pick up everything you teach them. For adults that have a learn a language, it's harder. For example, I used to teach kids with pictures and be like, oh, this is an apple, and they'll be like, oh, an apple. As for adults, I'll be like, this is an apple, and be like, oh, an apple. And then in Spanish, they'll be like, oh, manzana. So they had to be sure of what they were saying. So it's definitely harder for adults to pick up a language because they already learn a language.
What kind of advice could you give to teachers or future educators as to how to teach English to students like you, who come into America, who don't speak very good English and need that kind of help? What kind of advice could you give me or any of the future educators out there that would be interested in knowing, what would help you the most? What would have helped you the most or could help, people like you the most in the future?
Well, what definitely helped me a lot is knowing that the teachers knew that I didn't speak the language. Second, have patience, a lot of patience.
Okay.
Third, try to understand that when that person is speaking, he's trying his best, and if he cannot say what you want him to say, is because he doesn't know the language, not because he's stupid, but because he doesn't know the language. So, and also make sure that that person or that student is getting the help that he needs in order to learn the language.
All right. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? All right.